from now we'll all be gone, and our friends will move away, and they're going to better places, but our friends will be gone away. Nothing is as it has been, and I miss your face like hell, and I guess it's just as well, and I miss your face like hell. Talking about the way things change, and my family lives in a different state, and if you don't know what to make of it, then we will not relate. And if you don't know to make of it, then we will not relate. Oh, 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 oh.
Till I reach you. Rivers and roads, oh, rivers and roads, rivers till I reach you. Rivers and roads, rivers and roads, rivers till I reach you. Rivers and roads.
I didn't see you there, Emily. It's okay. I was hiding. I have an announcement here. Okay. Thank you so much for the music. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Arlington. We're a congregation that really means it when we say all are welcome. I don't mean we're perfect or that it's necessarily easy to walk in here as a newcomer and understand what's going on. I mean that we are doing the work. This is a place where people sign up for conversations that will likely get uncomfortable and commit to learn together. It's a place where the all-volunteer board of trustees, I'm going to tell a secret, Burke, does a vibe check at every meeting. And we aspire to understand and celebrate our differences, different backgrounds, races, genders, sexual orientations, disabilities, and abilities, both seen and unseen. We're here to build community, find inspiration, and live with purpose together. My name is Emily Abraham, and I serve as a secretary to the Board of Trustees. Today is Sunday, March 23rd, 5 days till peak blossom, and the sun is warm. Whether this is your first time worshiping with us or it's your regular Sunday routine, we're glad you're here. Most Sundays, this is where your board welcome will include a fun anecdote or a moving reflection. But today I'm reflecting on the fact that I'm one of those people for whom just showing up is enough. Whatever is happening, I'll feel better some way after service. So again, whether you're online or you're here with us in the building, thanks. Please stay a while, check us out. Grab a green mug for coffee after service if you're new and you'd like some of the regulars to say hello. Check out the newsletter for some ways to connect. And I have an announcement, just one, for things happening today, although there is a lot. I know there is a companioning circle, there is adult RE happening, there are some great religious education events planned for our kids. The one that I'm announcing today is that there's a meeting of our Bite by Bite group. Some of you might remember the old advertisement, Got Milk, and we've changed it a bit, Got Plant-Based Milk. So join and talk about and sample a variety of plant-based milks and alternatives to dairy. They're meeting today after the service in the boardroom, and they'll have some other treats to try. So bring black coffee from the service and join in conversation. Thanks.
Emily, thank you so much for that welcome. I just want to add that our labyrinth is also up and available for walking today. It's in the Reeb Center, which is behind the sanctuary and if you walk out of the sanctuary, then go left. That's where it is. It's that way. And it's the room with a labyrinth on the floor. So that's how you're going to know. I am Reverend Amanda Poppy. My pronouns are she, her, and I am honored to serve as senior minister here at UUCA. I am also 1 week out from sabbatical, friends, and so if I string some words together today that make sense, we are doing great. Never fear, because with me on the chancel is my colleague, Reverend Carol Thomas Sissel, known as Rev CTC. Rev C, got applause, that's nice. Rev CTC is our Minister of Social Justice and Community Development, and I don't know how she's feeling about me being a week out from sabbatical, but honestly, at this point, she might be like, it's just go. We are also delighted, that is how you're feeling, just go. We are also delighted to have with us visiting this Sunday our previous interim music director, now serving up in Massachusetts, Jen Heyman, pronouns are she, her. While our current music director is at a music director conference, so it's like music director trade day. I don't know. We're really glad to have you with us, Jen, leading the choir, and you already just heard Matt soloing on guitar and vocals, which was awesome. It looks like Topher's on stick. It's got to be a great music Sunday, so it doesn't matter if I can't string words together. And you all are here, and I think as Emily said so beautifully in the board welcome, sometimes that's all we need, is just to show up and be with each other. and we've done church. So I am glad, whether you're online, please say hello in the chat. Let people know where you are coming from and that you're here and you're watching together, even though you can't see each other. And if you are here in the sanctuary, will you turn toward each other, especially someone you don't know yet, and say hello. It is surely good to be together this morning, to see so many familiar and beloved faces and so many faces who are new to us. We are glad to have you with us. I will tell you, you are not alone if you are just new to coming and checking out this congregation. As it happens, the last couple months, we've had a lot of folks who've been looking for community, and we are very grateful to welcome you and to be a space to be together. And to be a space where perhaps just by arriving something good happens, where perhaps we can turn our gaze for a moment toward each other, toward the world blossoming around us. We have just passed the spring equinox, and I send wishes to all who celebrated Nowruz, to those who are coming toward the end of Ramadan, to everyone marking the turning of the year. And I invite you into a call to worship this morning that comes from our local colleague here in Arlington, Laura Martin, Reverend Laura Martin, who is one of the ministers at Rock Spring United Church of Christ, very close to here. In fact, that church and this church trade spaces for our staff retreats often. Laura Martin, in addition to being a minister, is quite a poet, and so this is from one of her books. And it is titled Alternate Headlines. As spring blossoms, may we sink into these words this morning. Let your news be also that peaches are ripe, that a lost dog was found, tired and wagging his tail, and taken back home. Let your news be also that someone put a cool cloth on her mother's forehead, that a man made fresh coffee for someone he loves, that you can stand close to devastation and also hear singing. Let your news be that you are not required to be happy, yet you can still know joy. Let your news be that someone has saved the card you wrote her 10 years ago, or the words you gave him 10 days ago. Let your news be the psalm that you remember, the prayer you make as you move today, the way you are not alone when you whisper, Amen.
Every Sunday, we light a candle of compassion. I had somebody say to me last week, well, sometimes you say the same things for the candle of compassion. I usually say something about those living in the after effects of gun violence. I say something about the homeless or people who are hungry. I might mention war. I do say the same things because the same things need compassion. But I'm going to offer you 2 short poems this morning before I light the candle. The first one is called Compassion. Have compassion for everyone you meet, even if they don't want it. What seems conceit or bad manners or cynicism is always a sign of things no ears have heard, no eyes have seen. You do not know what wars are going on down there where spirit touches bone. That's by Miller Williams. And a second one by Emily Dickinson. If I can stop one heart from beating, I shall not live in vain. If I can ease one life the aching, or cool one pain, or help one fainting robin unto his nest again, I shall not live in vain. And join me in the words to light our chalice, please. We gather together as a community of memory and hope to celebrate life and the infinite possibilities for love. And together, we light this chalice as a symbol of the light within every human heart. May our individual sparks meet and merge, bringing both light and warmth to the world.
As we are invited into compassion by Rev CTC, I invite you to rise in body or in spirit and sing an opening hymn that brings compassion out into the world and home to ourselves. 1031 in your teal hymnal.
Just a note also that the lyrics stay the same except for the second verse we sing, may you be filled with loving kindness, and the third time, may we be filled.
May
feel my morning is starting right, and you are right. This is the time for my younger friends to join me up here if you would like to. Lincoln, you are ready. I am excited about that. Come on up. Come on up and join me. All right, go Eagles. You were happy a couple weeks ago, huh? And we have some animal friends visiting as well, it looks like. Emerson, you have a cat, and is this a lamb? Excellent, excellent. Great, okay, wonderful. If anybody else wants to join of my younger friends, you are welcome at any time. There is not a cat or lamb in this story, though I see we are now joined by a raccoon. There's not a raccoon in this story, but let me think about, give me a second, Teague, because maybe I can, yeah. You know what? We're going to have a cat, a lamb, and a raccoon in this story, okay? Yeah, we're on it. Okay, so I wonder if any of you know what the golden rule is. Has anyone heard of it? Yes. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Yes. Everybody, like, thumbs up. Is that what you believe the golden rule is? Yeah. Right? And did you know, this is pretty amazing, that the golden rule is said more or less that way, kind of some different phrasing, some different emphasis, but more or less that way in almost every religion that's out there, almost every religious tradition. I'm wearing my stole today that has all these different symbols of different religious traditions, and almost every one of them, maybe every single one, has some version of the golden rule. So, yeah, and it does have a golden thread. Thank you for noticing, Teague. I do try to dress to match my stories, actually. So the golden rule is pretty good, right? Like, what does it help you to do you think? Yeah.
It helps you, think about, should I, if there's, something, different, should I judge that, or should I do what I would have somebody do to me?
Oh, yes, right. So if someone is different or something is really different, and you have to think, should I judge that? Is that weird? Or do I think about how I would want them to treat me? I would want them to not treat me like I was weird. I would want them to be accepting. So you do that because of the golden rule. I love that. That's beautiful. Yeah. How about you? Say it one more time. In more general terms, it helps you to be a better person. Yes, I love that. Absolutely. One more. Yeah, what does it help?
It helps you think about your choices before you just go into the choice and you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna go with these kids, do it, bully this kid because they're doing it.
Right.
Instead of thinking about your choices and being like, that's not fair.
Okay, it helps you, that was an amazing answer. It helps you think about your choices before just going in and doing something. Like if kids say, come on, we're gonna go bully this kid, instead of doing it, it helps you stop and think about your choices before you do it and think, is that fair? No, that's not fair, I'm not gonna do it, right? So, okay. Really great answers among our children, and one hopes future elected leaders. Great job, everybody here. Now, here's the thing, and here is where I need our cat. Come on up. Will you bring the cat over here? Do you mind standing here with the cat? I need our cat, and I need any other animals. I need a dinosaur, for sure. A dragon. Thank goodness, I did not want a dinosaur. I need a dragon, and I need a lamb. Did I have anybody else? Is there a raccoon around? Raccoon went back to sit. That's cool. Okay, so here's the thing about the golden rule, which I love, right? We already saw how great the golden rule is. But then I heard about something called the platinum rule. Does anybody ever heard of the platinum rule? Well, here's the thing. Emerson, what do cats like to eat?
Like cat food.
Cat food. Do we agree cats like to eat cat food? Yeah, and fish, maybe cat food and fish. Okay, what do we think lambs like to eat? Grass. I think that sounds right. Lambs and sheep like to eat grass. And what do dragons like to eat? I'm assuming you are an expert. People who...
These fat dragons too small. It will probably eat termites.
what do you think? What do you think your dragon would like to eat most in the world?
Strawberries.
Strawberries. Cats like to eat cat food and fish, and lambs like to eat grass. Can you hold them up so everybody can see maybe? And this particular dragon likes to eat strawberries. Now, if we were following the golden rule exactly like it's written, this cat who would like to eat cat food and fish and maybe wanting to give this dragon a favorite meal would give the dragon what they like, right? Which is what? Cat food and fish. And the dragon might think, I didn't want cat food and fish, right? Or the dragon might think, oh, I know, I'll be really nice to this cat and give the best meal in the world, which is strawberries. And the cat would think, no, right? I don't want strawberries. So the platinum rule says, treat others the way they would like to be treated. Do you hear the difference a little bit between the golden and the platinum? But here's the, thank you very much, cats, dragons, and lambs. You may sit down. But here's the thing about the platinum rule. What is it that we need if we were going to live by the platinum rule? What is it that we need to do? Yes. Ask people what they like. Exactly. We can't assume that the way we want to be treated or the kind of favorite food we have is exactly how somebody else wants to be treated, right? They might have different preferences. I don't know if anybody has ever, in any relationship you've been part of, made the assumption that what you think and wish is what the other person thinks and wishes. I don't know one, so great job. But in reality, people often have very different wishes and thoughts and how they want to be treated. That's I've experienced. So we have to ask. That's right. And then once we ask, what else do we have to do? Anything? We have to what?
But in that case, we have to prepare the meal.
In that case, we have to prepare the meal. That's right. Then we have to actually do something about it. We have to ask. In between, maybe we have to listen really well to what they said. And then we have to do something about it. We have to prepare the meal that they want to eat so that the cat gets, right?
Yeah, because if you're not listening carefully, you might think they like this dragon wants to eat straws.
If you are not listening carefully, you might think the dragon likes to eat straws, not strawberries, and that would really be a mess. So, okay, we have learned a lot today about the golden rule, which is pretty great, and about the platinum rule, which is just like a tweaked version, right? That asks us to ask questions, listen carefully, and then take action. So I hope all of you get to have your favorite meal sometime in the next week. That's always a nice thing. And I hope that maybe you'll ask someone else what their favorite meal is or how you can treat them so that they feel loved and special and worthy, which is what's important to us most at this church, though we also like to eat favorite meals. I want to invite you all to go to your classes. We are going to sing our kids on their way. They're joining our many children already in their comprehensive sexuality education classes and our teens downstairs. So off you go. Thank you.
Peace to you on your way. May you grow in love each day. Meeting new friends and opening your mind to the wonders of the world you will find. To the wonders of the world you will find.
Oh, God, I'm caught. Thank you. It was very exciting. Let's take a breath in and let that breath out. And another breath in and let that breath out. And feel our center and let ourselves be right here, right now. On Sundays, we either offer you all a prayer or a meditation or actually words just to move us closer to center and closer together before we go deeper into the service. What I have for you this morning is a piece of poetry. I'm thinking about that dragon that eats strawberries, not people. Can you imagine? I don't know how he stays healthy. There's no protein. No. I'm going to miss you so much, yes. See, I calmed you down and then I made you laugh. That's not good ministry. Okay, so we're just going to calm down a little bit. This is called For the Living. For the Living. This time is for the living, the changing, the becoming. This time is for losing the script of your life, the chapters about you, who you are, that are in other people's stories. This time is for the lost GPS that was supposed to show you how to get to where they expected you to go. This time is for the living. This time is for skipping the directions and coloring outside all the lines. This time is for painting, not by number, but by silence, by wild abandon, with a brush you made yourself from that light deep inside. This time is for the living, the startling, the vivid. In this time, perhaps a new voice, a voice that already knows you, will write the beginning, the middle, and the end of your true story. This time is for the living, the changing, the becoming, for losing that script of your life that other people wrote. This time is for you.
Printed
This March and every March is our annual giving campaign. As Jen plays this beautiful music, I think now I'm talking about the annual giving campaign, but I gotta tell you that this year, as we have heard from people about why they give and why they come to church, and what this community means to them right now, I think that's actually about right for the annual giving campaign this year. Thank you, Jen. It has been moving to me every time we have heard from folks, and as we have, as a congregation, sought to build capacity for the work that we do, for the mission that we hold, even while knowing that so many in our own community and so many beyond these walls are in places of unexpected insecurity in this time. We are holding all of that. Church is a place where we hold all of it, and we are holding all of that this month. So I want to invite Steve Renard to come and share, there he is, a little bit about what UUCA means to him. And I don't know, the last couple made me cry, so good luck, Steve.
I don't know if I can make Amanda cry, but we'll see how we do.
You make me cry all the time, Steve, when you're doing music on the chancel, always.
So hi, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Steve Renard, and my wife, Jen Fox, who's right over here, and I have been members since 2002. We were married here in the fall of 2023, and we're both involved in lots of different aspects of UUCA. I am reminded that a year ago I did this and I didn't have to wear glasses, and so it's very strange going back and forth now. We'll see how I do. So I think, I'm not sure, I think I tend to be the more visible of the two of us. I, as Amanda said, have frequently been known to sing and play my guitar for services and do some things like this. I also recently played the thoroughly punchable Sir Harry in Chalice Theatre's production of Once Upon a Mattress. And Jen does things downstairs, teaching coming of age for kids, and actually starting today, teaching adults the coming of age program. And she's also been involved in some of the visioning and leadership sessions that have happened about who and what we want to be as a UU community. I come here for that community and to contribute to this community and to the world around us, and for new opportunities and experiences that broaden my life, both spiritual and non-spiritual. Some of you who I've spoken to recently know that I was recently furloughed from my job as a federal contractor after the contract I was working on was cut. And that has given me the opportunity to reconsider what I want to do professionally. And I'm exploring becoming a teacher and bringing my love of music to kids here in the area. And while that is in many ways a terrifying prospect, I have much more confidence in my ability to make a shift like that as a result of the opportunities I've had here at UUCA. This community has welcomed me and given me the chance to play and sing in public in a way that I had not done in many years. And I never would have seriously considered this kind of career change if I hadn't had that opportunity. In fact, when Jen and I first started coming here, Jen was actually the first one to come, and she used to drag me here for services, and I would say, well, okay, but I'm not staying for coffee. I don't want to talk to people. Now she can't get me to leave. And it is the welcoming of this community that has gotten me to that point and has helped me to get out of the shell that I had built for myself in many ways. And so I keep coming back to this community, for the opportunities and support that it provides me and what it represents in the broader world, like Amanda was talking about a second ago. I look forward to helping grow UUCA in the coming years and continuing to be a part of this community with all of you. Thanks.
I am indeed grateful for the gifts of so many in this congregation, and perhaps a little weepy as I get ready to be away for a few months. So I invite you to give as you are able here, and also after service to visit the annual campaign table in the back. If you haven't yet signed up for a monthly gift or made your annual pledge, please do so we can begin to build our budget for next year. All of your gifts are so welcome. Also, the gifts of music from our Sanctuary Singers Choir are welcome this morning. Ushers, will you take the collection and will you sing us on our way?
I am a poor wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world of woe, but there's no sickness, toil, or danger in that bright land to which I go. And I'm going there to see my mother. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. I am a poor wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world of woe, but there's no sickness, toil, or danger in that bright land to which I go. And I'm going there to see my mother. She says she'll meet me when I come. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. I'm just a going over home. I'm just a going over home. I'm just a going over
Will our ushers bring the collection forward as the choir finds their seats? Choir, thank you. That was just beautiful. I invite you to turn to your order of service to the offering blessing words and join me in gratitude for the many gifts. We bless and receive these gifts, opening our hearts to true generosity. Let us be grateful when we give, be it time, talent, or treasure. Let us be grateful for our needs and the experience of vulnerability. Let us be grateful for those who share their gifts to nurture this congregation. Thank you so much, ushers.
One more Sunday, right?
One more Sunday.
One more Sunday.
I can do it.
You can do it. Today's reading is called Tolerance. Human diversity makes tolerance more than a virtue. It makes it a requirement for our very survival. René Dubos. Tolerance is a word I have never liked, mostly because it seems to indicate that I'll put up with someone, but I don't have to like them or be interested in them, or that I'll endure your presence, but won't enjoy it. Very off-putting, isn't it? Then I began to think about the word, especially as I came across it in reading. I looked it up. Webster says tolerance is the capacity to endure pain or hardship, endurance, fortitude, stamina. So far, so good. Then comes sympathy for beliefs or practices differing from or conflicting with one's own. Still sounds good. Also, the capacity of the body to endure or become less responsive to a substance, as a drug, or a psychological insult, especially when repeated use or exposure. Okay, good. Then comes the clincher, the allowable deviation from a standard. And there's the rub for me. Who gets to determine the allowable and the standard? Fine, if we're talking about science, the tolerance for error on the machinery is 0.000029. But not if we're talking about human relations and relationships. This use of the word, as in zero tolerance, has recently been applied to drug use and criminal behavior, a concept authorities find difficult, parentheses, impossible, parentheses, to enforce. What René Dubos said in the quote at the top of this reading, think globally, act locally frame, wants to get this across clearly. We are all different, but we all gotta get along. They rightly make tolerance a requirement for human survival. So the word is not the problem. The problem is what allowable means to you and to me. Why is someone's deviance tolerable and someone else's not? Who gets to decide what we're going to tolerate? Why do we allow some differences but don't tolerate others? Let's try to keep thinking. Let's try to exchange the word tolerance, perhaps for the words acceptance and understanding. What differences do you tolerate in your life? Perhaps you need to broaden them. Sure. Oh, this is the talk show part,
This
right?
is the talk show part.
Okay.
Can we have like a little, are you there?
Do we have some talk show music?
Talk show music? We're just moving chairs, thanks.
So just, you know,
What's talk show music?
talk show music. I don't know, whatever she plays. That sounds like talk show music.
It's nice.
Is it nice? I don't know, peppier, like, because this is,
Oh, there we go.
Oh, see,
there we
that's
go. That's
it.
it. That's the talk show.
That's the talk show.
That's the one we're doing.
That's the Reverend Amanda, Reverend Carol talk show. Okay.
Thanks, Jen.
Before we start, I want to tell you all this was Amanda's idea. But
It was not. I think it was your idea. Are you serious?
I'm totally serious. I don't think I said this out loud. Let's
Well,
do a talk show. Did I?
I don't know. I think you maybe did. One of us, no one knows who, thought that in my penultimate Sunday before sabbatical, it would be nice for us to have a conversation in public, which actually we do all the time.
All the time.
I will say it is one of the things that I think Rev CTC and I enjoy most. I don't know, yeah, I think is our chancel, our public conversations on the chancel. That's how I think about Sunday
Those are the
mornings
best.
often.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, we plan out at least 75% of it. And then the rest of it happens around the edges, and it is often
It is.
the dragon that Rev CTC thinks needs more protein.
It's
It's the conversations around the edges. So a lot of our ministry is actually in public on the chancel in front of all of you as we essentially practice being in relationship with each other.
I think the word you're looking for is improvisational.
It's improvisational, sounds better than
It is.
unplanned. It's
Yeah.
true. No, that's right. And as we practice being in relationship in public, that's how I think about it often,
I like
right?
that.
Is that, you
That
know,
works.
we're here offering worship. We're offering it together. We're offering it with the folks offering music. You know, the whole worship team is in conversation with each other, and that conversation is happening in public, essentially.
There you go. Yeah.
And so, yeah.
And it's not all an improv, guys.
No.
There's a lot of planning that goes into what happens up here.
That's true.
And then it goes like, you know, there's a dog leg because the kids won't leave.
It does
Or
happen.
Amanda says something that really is funny, but the kids don't think it's funny. There's always a little bit of improv.
It's true.
On Sunday morning.
That's true.
There always is.
That's true,
Yes.
And so as we move into my sabbatical time, a time when Rev CTC is going to be serving as acting lead minister, and you're up here many Sundays anyway, but you'll be preaching more and adding to your usual portfolio pieces around social justice and pastoral care. You'll be adding in other pieces
Yes.
that often I do. Nikki Steele is going to be picking up
She'll be
some
doing
additional
more.
pieces on operations and administration. So as we move into that time, one of us had an idea that we might have a conversation in public.
Yes, a public conversation.
About,
yes. How wonderful that is.
How wonderful that is, but
And
also
how-
about how we're different from each other,
And tolerate it.
or even like it.
And-
Even like it.
Yes.
So I do sometimes notice that we are different people.
Do you?
I have
That we
noticed
are?
that.
Have
yes.
you noticed that?
Have you?
That we're different.
Your prompt
people?
now is to point out some differences.
It says-
Which now I'm.
CTC points out some differences. That's exactly what it says. Well, I have this urge to start with the obvious ones, but I will not do that. How are we different? We think really differently. Amanda and I often get to the same place by entirely different roads.
That's true.
Entirely different roads. There is a linear aspect, really, to everything that Amanda does. Whether it's planning worship, whether it's deciding what she's going to put in her report for the board, there really is a boom, 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 boom linear aspect to that piece of her work. But then there's this other part of Amanda that sometimes you see on Sunday, and that part is like this. It's like, oh, we might do this. Oh, no, but what about this? But then it could go wrong, and we might do this. And the goal is out there, and somehow we still get to what that thing is. And we'll have a meeting where she's doing this. This is the other part of the differences. Yeah. And I'm in the meeting going, oh, yes, I see that. And then she'll say, well, what do you think? And I'm like, we should do A, B, C, and D.
Was that why am I still in this meeting?
Are you sure we could do E, F, G, H, and I?
That's me.
That's Amanda.
We could do E sub point 4.
Sub point 492.
Could be fun. We don't know.
We could. It could be interesting. Yeah. And then I just repeat. We should do A, B, C, and D. Because I got to go now. Yes.
Yeah.
But somehow we end up in the same place, even though we get there by very, very different roads.
I think
Do you
that's
think
right.
that's
Yeah,
true?
I think that's absolutely
true.
right. Yeah. Yeah, I think about that as well with our communication styles. So very early on in our shared ministry here, Rev CTC and I did actually something kind of similar to this.
Did like this, yes.
And we each offered an interpretive dance of the other person's email style,
That's correct.
which I still remember very vividly.
Vividly.
I-
Yes. Should we?
Would you like to?
Do you want to begin or do you want me to begin?
Yeah, I think
think I should begin.
You begin. I think you
I
begin.
think-
You begin.
So some of you saw this, but you don't remember it. And some of you haven't, and you should. So when Amanda sends emails, sometimes there's more than one of them. First, remember that. But they're like this.
It's not wrong. That's not wrong.
Not
That
wrong.
sounds not- I would
And
like-
they're beautiful emails.
Thank you very much.
They are kind. They are full of compassion.
I would like to receive that.
There's
nice
always an
email.
ending to make you feel better at the end of an email Amanda sends. Blessings on your day. Thank you so much for what you do at church.
I actually don't say blessings on your day. That's a scam about gift cards. Don't answer those.
Oh, that was
But I do-
about the money
That's
cards,
right.
yeah.
But I do say, but you're right. I usually
You
wrap it
do.
up. I try to just like an encouraging word.
Yes. Pleasant.
Yes.
Tolerant.
Then there are Rev CTC's emails, which go something like this. Emoji. That's all. I think sometimes you add the emoji in because you realize this is where Rev Amanda would put in some really nice
Something
paragraph.
nice.
I don't have time for nice paragraphs.
No.
I'm just going to put in an emoji and people will be like, oh, okay, it's all right.
Yes. That's correct. It's like these things.
like
A,
these
B,
things.
C,
A,
D.
B, C.
Smiley
I'm out.
face. Yes.
So we have
Yes.
some real differences
We do.
in our
Communication style.
communication style, in our thinking. I thought that I really appreciated how you think. I think that's right. I'm always thinking in like
Yeah.
systems and things that connect with each other.
And you share it. So what happens is because
Oh yeah, I'm an
you-
external processor.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the problem.
Total external processor. Yes.
Yeah.
But because she does that, we learn things from Amanda.
Yeah.
Yeah, as opposed to internal processing. So I've done all the dancing all in, and I'm like, no, do A, B, C, and D. Because I did all the other part, like in here and in here. Yeah. So
So I think it's interesting as you know, as folks engage with the two of us, and there's plenty of people in the congregation that for different, in addition to seeing us on Sunday morning, we're actually, I think, we are more similar on Sunday morning than we are maybe Monday through Friday in some ways. So then plenty of folks in the congregation engage with both of us Monday through Friday and probably have to put on their like, which email am I reading, you know, glasses to like, because they're gonna experience us differently because we're different people and we communicate differently.
I think that's somewhat true.
And to me, there's a real advantage for the congregation to have both of us. For instance, when you receive a long letter from me telling you about something at the church, almost always it's passed through Rev CTC's editing pen. And let me tell you, it was 2 paragraphs longer.
It was longer.
Before that. So
Yes.
everybody's like, oh, thank you, Rev
There were-
CTC. Those are long.
There
to
were a
read.
lot of adjectives and
Yeah.
adverbs that were not needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I end up sending them back, and all I'll say is something like, I did not change your intent, but I did tighten it up a little bit.
Tighten it up. I tightened it up a little
Tighten
bit.
it up a little bit.
And I think that in addition to there being advantages to having different styles, it's also a way to learn a little bit what we talked about with the kids. That practice of the platinum rule, that we are all different people. We do want and need different things, and so we need a curiosity about each other, a learning and understanding. That you might say to me, listen, and you do say to me, I need you to tell me what it is. Like, stop, enough with that. I need you to tell me what it is. And sometimes I need to be like, how'd you get to where you are? Like, just like
Could you share some more
share a little more
of the
right.
journey?
Exactly, share the
Yes.
journey.
Yes, you do say that. You're
yeah.
like, but Rep CTC, you're so sure that's the direction that we should go in. I'm like, yes. Can you tell me how you got there?
There you go. Yeah, that's nice.
Today,
more sharing.
in the car, I saw a tree, and the leaves were changing.
Is this you sharing the journey?
This is me sharing the journey. And then I remembered I read something on the NPR website, and this is what we should do.
It's elucidating. So as we go into sabbatical, and folks
Yes.
who maybe usually work with me now work with you, they're going to be experiencing difference.
Yeah.
And
What'd you tell the board? What'd you tell them to expect?
well, they know you.
But they don't have to meet with me.
I know.
Didn't
it's
you
going to be good.
prep them a little bit?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
A little bit?
A little
Okay,
bit.
okay.
I think that what is beautiful about sabbatical is the opportunity for the congregation as a whole to have different experiences. And sometimes it's different experiences with different ministers. Sometimes it means you're going to be interacting with another different staff person who's taken off like one little bit, and they're working on something. Sometimes it's just lay leaders moving into the space and holding space
holding it.
differently
Yeah.
because one of the ministers is gone. And that is such, I think to me, it is the growth and learning piece of sabbatical that the congregation gets to do with you, with each other, that is, while I'm off doing my growth and learning, that's on my own. We're going to talk a little bit more about journeys and growth next week. But
But when you go away, we're going to have the best time.
oh. Okay.
We're
all
just
right.
we're gonna hang out. We're gonna do church a little differently. I'm not gonna say all the things we'll do while she's here.
That's exciting.
It's exciting.
The theme of this month is trust.
Trust.
And right, like, in the end, that's where you are. As you learn to know, people
do.
who are different, what you need as you move through is trust,
It's
I
trust.
think.
That's
And
what
are
you
you
need.
fixing
You're a little
me?
crooked.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay, wait. Okay.
So I was going to also say something about self-differentiation and how it's really important to know who you are within yourself to be able actually to tolerate in a positive way, right? Like accept, tolerate, celebrate difference is, I think, most possible when you know who you are at your core.
Well, to do ministry and to lead you all and to love you all and to hold you in good times and bad times, ministers need to know who they are, what their boundaries are, what they're capable of. Does that make sense to you? Yeah. So in the 9 years when I was a solo minister, the thing I had to do the most was remember where I was in any given moment and what I had available to share. Because sometimes you need more than we actually have available to share. But that's okay because we know our limits, we know ourselves, we know our boundaries.
That's our job to
And
hold
that's
those.
our
That's
job,
right.
is to be able to hold that so we can continue doing this work that fully engages you.
Yeah. And I think that's true for everybody, not just ministers. To we have a particular way we hold that professionally and in call.
do.
And I think to know our own boundaries, to know ourselves, enables us to be in relationship with people who are different
Absolutely.
than we are.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So,
Is there more?
well, I
There's
know, but it's
another
time
note.
to stop now.
But it says social location, marginalized identities.
Do you want to talk about that real quick?
Should I?
Or real
or did
quick,
you want
or
to
what?
real quick?
No,
Like-
I had it
No?
as you.
Okay. No, it's
Yeah,
good, I'll
you
just
do
go. Last week I spent 3 nights and 4 days at something called Finding Our Way Home. Finding Our Way Home is a glorious experience with other people that are BIPOC. And it's only religious professionals. The UUA brings us together. So we create this space every year where we come into community, and it's like a family reunion. It absolutely is like a family reunion. The reason it's different is because all of us are marginalized. And some of them in this community that I love so much are double and triple marginalized. So I have a good friend who's a lesbian, who's 65 and Black. You roll all of that up together in the real world, and sometimes her life is hard, but it's never hard at Finding Our Way Home. Mm-hmm. She even finds it hard in the congregation she serves sometimes, but not as often now because she has talked to them about who she really is, and what's important to her. So when you all are working with me more than you'll be able to work with Amanda and have us bounce off each other, I want you to hold this. I am 62, I am Black, I am a widow, I am single to the bone. To serve you, I'm going to bring my fullest self. When I'm serving you, I want you to remember who that fullest self is. And when we don't have Amanda, who helps us laugh and really puts ice cream on my overly direct behavior, it's true, you do. Whipped cream, ice cream, cherries, makes it better all the time. Some of you are gonna need to do that. And that's okay. And it'll be helpful. To get to where I am in the world of Unitarian Universalism has called on resources I was not aware that I had. The reason it's called on those resources, again, is because I'm Black and 62 and female. And I didn't become a minister. I didn't even enter this until 2010 is when I went off to seminary. So this year, as I celebrate my 10th year of ordained ministry, what I'm realizing is some things have changed, but many things have not. So I still sit on chancels and look at congregations that are 99.6% white, and I still love them. And there's nothing else I want to do. But it does change how I do it and how I interact with you. Does that, I don't know if that's helpful or it explains some things. My daughter, who is biracial and 42, recently said to me, well, when you're ready to go in the home, I know you're going to be in the city a little longer, but when you're really ready to go in the home, do you want to think about maybe going south so the home you go into is more diverse, is more multicultural? And I looked at her, and we had been drinking some. And I said, no, I want to go where my people are, and that would mean I stay above the Mason-Dixon line. That is where I have lived, and that is where I have worked, and the Deep South is not for me. She's like, good, I'm so glad, but I had to ask you. Yeah. So that's the piece about social location makes ministry different. It is changing. It is changing, but it is definitely more challenging for people of color, for women, and for people who are what we call elders. So just, I wanted to add that part. You're welcome.
Yeah,
it helps.
So as we move into that, we're just inviting you to hold all of the joy and laughter and also like the seriousness and challenge of relationship that we hold and that we hold with you and that you're all going to hold. We're just all holding all of that.
We're just going to hold all of it.
With trust and care.
You know, we didn't know that Trump would be president when Amanda decided to go on sabbatical.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
We had no idea there would be so much more for a minister to hold. So we're going to hold it all together.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
And then I'm gonna come back.
You are.
I am, and I'm gonna be refreshed and You're going to have taken July off.
And
That'll
I
be
will,
good.
that's right.
And
We will be good in the
and
fall.
We'll be good together.
Yeah, we'll be
So,
good together. So.
All right.
All right.
Okay, we're
All
going to
right.
start. It says
That-
beautiful. All
that's
right,
it.
thank you. There we go. Let's sing a little, huh? Will you rise in body and in spirit? We're going to sing a hymn. The lyrics are in your order of service. And I think their part is just kind of love, right? That's good.
Once Cameron finds me. Oh, there we go. We're going to teach you your part very quickly, and then the choir
think
is
it
going to
was
layer
good.
on a
Where's
bunch of
the
parts on
words?
top of you, but you stay steadfast to the Beatles mantra, okay? And then we come back and join you at the end. All right, this is the part you get to sing forever and ever.
Love, love, love. All we need is love, love, love. All we need is love, love, love. All we need is love, love.
Here comes the choir adding to your parts. And sopranos.
And join me in the words to extinguish our chalice. We extinguish this chalice, but not the light and warmth it represents. These we carry with us, bringing our sparks of love to the world.
Ask questions. Listen carefully. It might be straws or strawberries. And then take action. Let's build relationship. Amen.
Straws or strawberries? There's no protein in that, though.
Live my life different.